What's poppin', people? It's your girl Spring. Sit back and relax. You are now rocking with the best. Welcome to Excelsior Now podcast, where we take your favorite guest and get to know the person behind the keyboard. So grab your popcorn, get those fiery trash emojis ready, and enjoy the show. This is your Doom Squad brand ambassador Spring, and you know the motto: let the good times roll.
For real. Yo, okay. Well, Miss Rhea, what kind of content could we find on your channel or on your platforms that you like to be on?
Yeah, so my actual channel, I'm taking a break, but I do a lot of streams, specifically like gaming streams, probably like maybe 80% of my content. And then I would also do gaming discussion podcasts as well as TV and film podcasts. So I'm in the middle of like, sort of like a rebranding, reimagining of my content. So while that's happening, I just have like a backlog of a bunch of different games across various genres, a lot of retro what appreciation on my channel as well, definitely like retro inspired games as well, some like modern reimaginings of classic games too. That's a big, kind of cornerstone of like my personal interests and the content that I make. So yeah,
Mm.
that's just sort of like, it in a nutshell.
No, that's pretty dang on cool. Like I notice a lot of like retro retweets from you, and like you follow a few of the retro gamers and whatnot who post like the Nintendo and Sega Genesis stuff. That I think that's pretty cool because I'm old school myself, so that's just like my childhood all over again, and I'm not mad at it.
Definitely.
Well, questions get a little bit rougher. I ain't gonna say rough, but a little rougher going forward. Uh, being a female gamer, do you find it easier or more difficult to break out?
I find it's kind of a mixed bag. So I'll start with maybe like the the easy parts. Yeah, people will tune in because they want to see a girl playing video games, obviously. But that's not so much what I sort of lean on, as far as like myself on camera and things that I do as far as like my content preparation. But so I think that that's kind of like a challenge where, okay, so how do I break the stigma of being perceived as someone who is just trying to bank on their looks outside of, their actual talent and charisma? So I do my best to kind of, be my true self, like bubbly, goofy, interacting with everyone, and just try to be as authentic as possible. Like, yes, I actually do play these games. I'm actually interested in it. I'm not just, trying to be on camera, pretending that I'm playing a game. Sometimes I'll get distracted by the chat, so then it's not so much gaming, it's more just like random discussions. But yeah, that's just, sort of some challenges. Like, yeah, people will tune in, but like if I want to actually have people take me seriously, I have to, be creative and original. And a lot of that is from just, being just authentic to what my personality is.
I like it. I like it a lot. Um, Is there a lot of weirdos and harassers that you have to deal with being a female gamer?
Yeah, unfortunately, there is, and it's been a huge learning curve over the last couple of years how to manage that, because it took a toll on me early on, and I didn't know if I would be strong enough to hold my own in a space that I'm like constantly being scrutinized in, and I don't feel like I can really, be vulnerable and honest and myself around my audience. But as I continued to make content and put myself out there, I started to build more confidence, and my core audience that would tune in, like, they would be reassuring and encouraging. So I started to let my guard down a little bit. So like earlier on, yes, there was definitely, encounters with weirdos and fear of, being present online to the extent that I am now. But yeah, it's all through trial and error and experience that I've gotten to this point.
Okay. I like that answer. That was pretty dang on cool. That was pretty cool. All right. Now we get to the nitty gritty. Last question in this pile. What is the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you while streaming?
Yeah, I was thinking about sharing this, but I'll try to be a little not share all the details. But yeah, I actually like broke down and cried on stream because I felt like, targeted and harassed by one of the panelists, and I felt like, okay, this is it, this is over. Like, so much for, trying to become a streamer and build up self-confidence. In fact, I think that was like a huge catalyst to me wanting to become a stronger, presence in and have more confidence in myself to be able to hold my own on camera and not have that one terrible experience live on stream, define who I am online. So yeah, I tried to move past it the best I can.
Wow, I was not expecting a story like that, to be honest with you. I was like,
that was embarrassing though. So yeah, this is me being honest and vulnerable with y'all.
I like it. Thank you for being yourself. That's pretty dope. That is pretty dope. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break from the hard questions real quick. We're gonna just run a quick commercial real fast, and then we're gonna get back to it with a few questions from the socials. We got a couple of questions from Twitter that some of the people who are in my community may want to know about you. So we're gonna run that real quick like that. Here's the commercial real quick, and we'll be right back after these messages. We'll be right back.
What's shaking, people? It's the girl Spring. Sit back and relax. You are now rocking with the best. If you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and share the video. It's an easy way to help the squad grow and give you more fire content, shows, and events. This is your DSG brand ambassador, Spring, and you know the motto, let the good times roll.
Cute Chaos Kitty says, thanks for being honest. I just want to hug you right now.
Thank you, Cute Kitty Chaos.
Okay, let's get it popping. Questions from the socials. These are always, to me, better questions than I come up with, because these, they're being honest. They don't know you, so they just, they want to know the real. This question is from Babe Bro, who's actually in the chat right now. William Lander on Twitter. He says, if you could make a video game about anything starring anyone, what would that game be and who would star it?
Oof, this is a tough one. Let's see. Um, this might be a cop-out answer because it's an existing IP, but we'd need a Spyro 4, honestly, and not these little spin-offs and weird PS2 games that we got that like are not true to the formula. There's been some that have been good, but yeah, I'm a huge Spyro fan. I grew up playing the PS1 games and like Crash Bandicoot, who's getting a lot of love, like with the new multiplayer game that's coming out. I'm seeing a bunch of marketing for that, but no new Spyro game, and that's honestly like my favorite game like of all time is Spyro the Dragon, the first one from 1998. So I just want to see something like some like signs of life with the IP. So yeah, that would be mine.
Okay. All right. Next question is from crap. Where did that go? Dang it! Give me 2 seconds. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I lost my positioning. I apologize. Okay, next question is from the homie, Mr. Beard himself, Fez's Nerdy Life. I think you might even know Fez. But Fez asks, what is the inspiration behind becoming the Glimmering Harpy?
Yeah, so I used to make fan merch. So like let's see, like enamel pins, stickers, keychains, and it would all be of like anime and video game characters. Like I would design these things, and I had an online presence and burgeoning, market footprint, and I would go to different shows to sell my merch. So that was where the brand name came from, and the inspiration behind that was I like the name of this tavern in the Lord of the Rings called the Prancing Pony, and I thought that was interesting, like having an adjective next to a noun. Like it just sort of rolls out the tongue. So I was like, okay, like how do I take that formula and make it into something I really like? So Harpy is referring to Harpy Lady, my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monster. And then Glimmering, I wanted to create some sort of brand identity that alluded to the type of aesthetic that I go for. So and a lot of my products is a lot of glitter. There's a lot of pastels. There's it's very high femme as far as like my aesthetic goes, as you could probably tell from like all my branding and stuff. So that's where Glimmering Harpy came from, and it kind of flows with like matching the Prancing Pony from Lord of the Rings at the Glimmering Harpy. That would be what I would name my tavern, honestly, if I had one. So yeah, that's where it came from.
That is fire. That's an interesting. I mean, like I can see the vision why it is, and that's pretty damn good.
Thank you.
Last question is from Q Chaos Kitty, and she asked, "What was your most embarrassing moment in your content creator journey?" And I'm pretty sure it's probably the one you just okay.
Yeah.
Kitty, stay out of my head, homie. Like for real. Just stay out of my head. We'll be fine. We'll be good fine. Nah. Next up we've got that's it for the questions from the socials. So we'll just go right on into a community favorite game, which is called Would You Rather. And we kind of have fun with Would You Rather over here. So we'll just let's just do this real quick and we'll get right into the game.
What's shaking, people? It's your girl Spring, and you know what time it is. It's hot seat time. Sponsored by Kindred Nations Hot Sauce. So prepare for the heat while rocking with the best. DSG and Kindred Nations. Use code DOOM for discounts. This is your DSG brand ambassador Spring, and you know the motto, let the good times roll.
You think it's a game if you want to, but homie, we ain't playing. Told you once, yeah, I didn't want you. DSG is the game.
I need to try that hot sauce. I love trying new ones. Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch this to get the info.
Yes, indeed. You can always just go to my Twitter. It should be right there in the links. It's all good. But I know you know how to play Would You Rather. You got to pick one or the other, and let's just go with the flow. Chick-fil-A or Popeyes?
Popeyes.
Justice League or Avengers?
Justice League.
Nintendo or Sega?
Nintendo.
Toys R Us or Chuck E. Cheese?
Toys R Us.
Harry Potter or Twilight?
Twilight.
Cardi B or Nicki Minaj?
Cardi B.
Gaming streams or podcast?
Gaming streams.
Anime or US cartoons?
Anime.
Reality TV or script-based shows?
Script-based shows.
Gen 3 Pokemon, Breloom or Absol?
I'll go with Breloom.
Thank you for playing.
I love the variety of questions.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that last one literally came from your Twitter. I was like, okay, let me go see something that she's real into.
That
You
one
had
hurt.
literally just put my favorite two. I was like, oh, these are your favorites. Now you gotta have a favorite one now. So there you go. That's how that worked out. Oh my gosh. Well, chat, y'all know what time this is, right? Chat, I know you know what time it is. And if you don't, well, I'm going to just tell y'all like this. You've got 30 seconds to share this video. Share this video with somebody you like. Share it with somebody you don't like. Share it with your beef person. Share it with your chicken person. Share it with the noodle people. I don't care. Just share this damn video because it's time for fire or trash.
What's shaking, people? It's your boy Drew Killer HD. Sit back and relax. You are now rocking with the best. And welcome to another segment of Fire or Trash, where we take your favorite YouTube or Twitch streaming content creator and ask them a series of questions really fast. The only thing they can answer is fire or trash. Fire or trash, fire or trash. The only thing you can answer to the questions I ask. Fire or trash, fire or trash. The only thing you can answer to the questions I ask. Fire or is it trash? Fire or trash.
All right, people. Y'all know what time it is. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Y'all know how this works. I get to ask you a series of questions. The only thing you can answer is, as the song says, fire or trash. Are you ready, Miss Glimmering Harpy, a.k.a. Rhea?
Yes, let's get it.
All right, now these are spitfire questions. You don't have any time to think. So if I say something, you gotta just say fire or trash. Let's go. Mimosas,
Trash.
Starbucks,
Fire.
Andrew Tate,
Trash.
The Lord of the Rings,
Fire.
Morbius the movie,
Fire.
Fried Pickles,
Fire.
J.K. Rowling,
Trash.
Spotify,
Fire.
Facebook,
Trash.
OnlyFans.
Fire. I don't know why that's so surprising.
Okay. All right. Okay. Alrighty. Hey, Rhea, how you doing? You okay? Everything good?
Are you good?
Woo! I am fine. Okay, I haven't played that game in a long time, and you played it excellently well. I cannot wait to the screenshot and clip that last second because the look on your face was literally priceless. That's definitely about to be clipped and all over Twitter, just to let
Go
you
for it. It's fair game.
Thank you for playing Fire or Trash. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. This is literally my favorite section in the entire podcast. There's no commercial in between this section because we're about to just literally chill. We're about to listen to some music and I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions and we just gonna call this the vibe session. So let me go ahead and get this Fire or Trash banner out the way. Let's get this music going real quick. We're gonna listen to this one right here. Yeah, that's chill. You like that? That's good. Okay, we're gonna roll with that. All right, Miss Rita, what kind of music are you listening to just to relax? Like when you just want to relax, put your feet up, you just got out the tub. What are you turning on? Give the chat some insight into your musical likes.
Oh, I'm definitely bumping some Sade. Yeah, that's probably my go-to. Maybe some early 90s Janet, you know, from 1993 Janet. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, some of that.
Yo, okay. All right. So Janet, Sade, that's about who's getting the love for that time and being the two. Okay. What are your top 3 favorite movies of all time? Like your top 3. Who's catching that love?
Godfather 1, Godfather 2, and third one. Who do I want to pick? Let's see. Dang, this is hard. Because I know, yeah, Godfather 1 and 2, that's a no-brainer for me. Dang. I'm just gonna go with The Graduate. That 60s movie with Dustin Hoffman. Yeah.
Wow, you got some seriously good throwback taste. I kid you not. Go ahead, homie. Go ahead. Who is someone that inspires you to create content? That just like, you know, it's like, you know what they're doing is awesome and I can do it too.
Yeah. Right now it's my friend Slanko Bomb. I actually, you know, spend a lot of time interacting with her online and got to meet her in person. And although I was making content before I met her, she kind of is inspiring me to like level up and reconsider the direction of my content, since I'm watching her grow as a content creator. So it's encouraging me to grow as well and try new things. So yeah, I would say my homegirl Slanko Bomb.
Okay. You're getting the Gamer Girl trip sponsored. You get to choose 5 of your gamer homegirls to go anywhere on the planet. Where would you go, and who are you taking?
Ooh, we're definitely going to Tokyo. I know a lot of my friends never have gotten to go. Even though I've gotten to go, I want to be with them while they are seeing it for the first time and relive it through them. So I would invite my homegirl Slanko Bomb. I have another homegirl I've known for over 2 years, Saggy Millens. I would invite her for sure. I know she would love it. She's also a gamer girl, so 3 more gamer girls. Gosh.
Or guys, it doesn't matter. Or guys.
Okay. Yeah, my other friend, Mad Max, the Mandalorian. He does a lot of gaming and TV and film discussion, so I would definitely invite him. I would also invite. I have this friend who talks about TV and film and comic book news named William. He is on the Sci-Fi Center, which is another YouTube channel that I interact with, so I would invite him for sure. And let's see, last person. My homie Ken from Retro Complex. He does a lot of retro game reviews and technology reviews as well. So those 5 folks: Slanko Bomb, Saggy, Mad Max, William, and Retro Complex. Yeah, all my friends from YouTube, basically.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, I'm going to name 5 anime MCs, and I just want your thoughts on them. Whatever those thoughts are, I'm gonna just say the name. You give me what you think about it. MC number 1, Sailor Moon.
Oh, you mean if that character was an MC? Is that what you mean?
No, they are main character. The main character.
Oh,
Sailor
main
Moon.
character. I'm sorry. I thought you meant like actual like MC
No,
as
no,
if like
no,
a
no.
rapper. Sorry.
No. I'm sorry. I should. Your thoughts on the main character of this of said anime? So the first one would be Sailor Moon. What do you think about Sailor Moon?
Yeah, so Usagi herself, she is a very relatable character. She has a lot of flaws that she's very well aware of, and she is someone who embraces her flaws unapologetically and still goes after what she wants and tries to, you know, fight for her values and her friends. Like, she's very driven by protecting her friends and the people that she loves. And yeah, I just find that so endearing, and something that I think a lot of people foundationally want is, like, you know, to be accepted for their flaws, be able to be unapologetic with them in public, and, you know, fight for their values and who they care about. I think that's a common foundation a lot of people have that we don't really talk about too much. So yeah.
Ash Ketchum from Pokemon.
I think Ash is, over the years, I do like that he's grown as a character as far as like acknowledging his flaws as well and his strengths and not getting discouraged by failures. Like, all the years that he never, you know, achieved the Pokemon League status of being like the ultimate trainer, it took him a long time to get to that point. And yeah, it's his resilience, I guess, is that that's probably like the core. If I had to like pinpoint, it's the resilience for me.
Okay. Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach.
Yeah, let's see. I like that he embraces his anger, his frustration, and his fury, and turns it into a strength instead of being stagnant and resentful and bitter. He uses that to channel his abilities through, and yeah, that's something that I really admire for sure.
Monkey D. Luffy, King of the Pirates from One Piece. What you got?
I've never watched One Piece, unfortunately. I can't answer this one. I'm sorry. I know. My otaku card has just got revoked.
No worries. I just started watching One Piece like 4 months ago, so don't worry about it.
How many episodes are you in?
You're gonna be. I'm like at 800 and something. It's
oh, dang! You're making so much progress. Yeah, that's what I got discouraged by, was, you know, the amount of content. But yes, more power to you.
I'm so serious. I thought that's what I didn't want to watch it either. I was like, it's gonna take me too long to catch up. Trust me, start that story. Trust me, it is literally one of the best one of the best stories I've ever watched, period. I mean, outside of anime, period. It's really well written. I'll just say that much. But next question. Last but not least, they called him the godfather of anime. Your boy, Goku from Dragon Ball.
I really like him. He is someone who is not ashamed of being the not smartest person in the room. Maybe he's like the most clueless person in the room. But yeah, like, ultimately all these characters share similar traits where they fight for their values, they fight for what they believe in, and even though it may be, you know, idealistic and unrealistic to the situation that they're in, they don't let go of those values and they fight for them till the end. So yeah, I would have to say Goku resonates those traits for sure, and that's why I like him a lot.
Okay, I like that answer, because Goku, he's just that dude. That's what I would have said. He's just that dude.
I try to give you more of an answer than just a few words, but yeah.
No, I'm just giving you a hard time. We'll take one question from it because it was just a great question. Question from Twisted Heat Gaming. He asks, "What is your favorite anime overall?"
Oh, you may not be able to see it, but it's Yu Hakusho.
Ah, yeah. Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, so the reason that's my favorite anime is I caught it early on Adult Swim, back when like I was still discovering what anime is. I didn't even know there was like a difference in animated content and stuff like that at the time. I was like, yeah, this show is like so interesting, and they're like cursing and stuff. And, like, you know, these characters are unapologetic about their frustrations and like their challenges with their family and their friends. And yeah, they were just like some of the most relatable characters to me at the time, because like I was a little bit younger than Yusuke and them, like they're 14, 16 onward, or at least that's how they present it in the show. Right. And yeah, I was like, yeah, this is really well written, and I want to watch every episode that comes out. So I think what really sold it up for me is because the anticipation every week to watch a new episode. So that really kind of cemented, you know, how much I cared about that show, because I would go out of my way to catch it every week. So those memories of me spending like weeks and weeks and weeks following the show just sort of like imprinted, that being like, yes, that show like was my main reason for staying up late to catch it. So I have those very vivid memories of Yu Hakusho for sure, and obviously the characters like I mentioned.
Okay, Yu Hakusho, that's interesting. Okay. Quick question from Cam. He asked, "Do you think Saitama from One Punch Man is completely unbeatable?"
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. If I had to elaborate on that answer, I've only watched you know, the first 2 seasons. I haven't read the manga yet. Mm-hmm. So I think from what I've gathered from Saitama so far is that he is just so tired of being the strongest person around. So that sense of like lack of purpose or nothing really driving him to become better because he's already the best, I think someone could take advantage of that and just sort of like emotionally or mentally manipulate him. Not so much like win a physical battle, but you know, the psychological battle, he'll probably like, you know, fold, you know. So I think there's gonna be a villain like that who comes in, and I think they're already introduced in the anime. I forget the name, but yeah, I think someone is probably going to step up to that challenge.
That would be interesting. Okay. Well, this part of the show, which is literally coming up to the wraps, we like to call it "Throw You to the Wolves," where you just get to talk to the chat about yourself and whatever you like to talk to them about, and I'm gonna just leave you right there by yourself.
Hi, my name is Rhea. My brand is called The Glimmering Harpy. I do a lot of, well, I did do up until like 3 months ago, gaming streams as well as discussion podcast streams about TV and film, especially like newer series. I think the last discussion that I remember was for Rings of Power, the Lord of the Rings Amazon show. So I really enjoyed talking to my friends about that every week. So that's just some of my interests there. I love high fantasy. So I got into the Game of Thrones universe of content through House of the Dragon. So now I need to actually watch Game of Thrones. I never watched that series because when it came out, I didn't have access to HBO. So anyway, as far as like my interests in film and discussing like media theory and gaming, you know, discussions and themes and stuff like that, I was a film and animation major in college, so a lot of my personal takes and knowledge about that those topics, like having like deeper dives into like character themes, story arcs, like the pre, post, and post-production process of, you know, how products are made, and some of the intention behind, you know, presenting stories in a certain way in order to get an audience impact. Those are things that I truly like to talk about when I'm like dissecting like TV and film and games, just to like understand like the intention behind how the product is presented. So you'll see like a lot of like my personal takes on that in some of the content that I'm on. And yeah, it's just something that like outside of, talking about, oh, this game is awesome, or this show is so cool, like, it had these cool visuals and stuff like that. Those are all fun, surface level topics to talk about. But then I want to like dive deeper into that, like, okay, like, what do we think of this character's, multi-layered, multifaceted, the dimensions of them outside of, who they present as like, an antagonist, like, what are their deeper intentions, and what do you think is, driving a lot of their decisions in the story. And same can be said with like more story driven games as well. Like, let me see. I'm not like the biggest Last of Us head as far as like the lore and stuff, but I think that's a good example of narrative storytelling in gaming and comparing it to how it translates into TV and film. Like once I catch up to the Last of Us TV show, that would definitely be something that I would like to have that discussion with my friends who are more familiar with the series. Let's see. Yeah, comparing the mediums of like graphic novels and film and games, and just sort of like finding those overlapping characteristics and understanding how one medium maybe tells a story more successfully than another one. Another really good example of that would be, okay, so the Watchmen graphic novel, probably like one of the greatest graphic novels ever to a lot of comic book heads and graphic novel fans. And then how does it translate into the theatrical or even like the uncut version of the film that came out, way back when. So yeah, just, and also in addition to that, just talking about retro games and old movies, like how I mentioned my top 3 films are The Godfather, Godfather Part 2, and The Graduate. How are those and even retro games, how are those relevant in today's, environment, as far as like what the tastes are for this current generation? Is the content of today still, rooted in the themes and goals and the accomplishments of those past forms of media, and why? Like, those deeper conversations are something that I really find the most interesting to talk about, like on podcasts and with friends. So yeah, there's that. And let me see what else. I love fashion. I love cooking. I love cleaning. I have like a low carb ketogenic diet. So whenever I share food on my social media, it's mostly health driven, or it uses a lot of healthy ingredients or healthy-ish ingredients. I'm really into my air fryer. So yes, a lot of air fryer marketing happening on my profiles as well. And let's see. Yeah, I love pastels. I love glitter. I love shiny things. If I had to think of just some like other mundane things about me that I really like, I like cats. Big fan of cats. And let's see. About me, I guess like more personal details about me. Let's see. I am Black and Filipina, and let's see. Yeah, a lot of those characteristics and things about my background pretty much drive like, who I am as a person and what motivates me to create the content that I do, and promote the content creators that I interact with the most. So folks whose interests overlap with mine, maybe not necessarily like the backgrounds and values, but I just more or less want to focus on things that we do have in common that we can, bond over. So that's kind of like my vibe. I don't really look to have like debates or, arguments with people. I just want to find some common ground to have a discussion with them usually. So that's kind of like my demeanor online personally. And yeah, I'm just here to, help folks with their audience reach and their content, and be as helpful as I can, because over the last like over 2 years, I've had nothing but support and encouragement from other content creators and people in the community who have been um, really, really like restorative to my sense of self-confidence and my ability to get on camera and speak at length like this. So yeah, I owe it all to the folks who helped build me up, and supported me when I didn't even really feel like supporting myself. So yeah, I guess that's it.
Thank you for sharing so much of yourself with us. We greatly appreciate it. You are definitely awesome. And air fryers are for the win. I like mine. I've had mine for like 2 years and never used it. And I
I
finally used
saw that and I'm just like, I want to ask you about it, but yeah, we don't have to talk about that right now.
No. This is your time to ask me whatever you would like to ask me. Any questions you have for me, you can go ahead and feel free to ask right now.
So you probably have already like told this story ad nauseum, but I'd love to know what your where your brand came from. And it seems like you have it like streamlined. You have the way you present your content is very much like the goals that I want to get to at some point. But yeah, just tell me about like your brand, how you got started, and your name and stuff.
Okay. Doom Killer. I used to be like really toxic. I played Call of Duty, and I had a Call of Duty mindset, and I ain't gonna go say I was toxic, but I was very volatile, and you know how sweaty Call of Duty people are. That's kind of what I was, and I didn't want to be that person anymore. And it not wanting to be that person kind of sent me into a little bit of depression. And what is like the worst thing that could happen to anybody? They could, besides dying, they feel doomed. Like there's nothing that would ever work out for them. So I wanted to be the killer of Doom. So that's how I got my name, Doom Killer. And DSG is basically kind of like your story, Doom Squad Gaming. How we came up with this was pretty much I was getting so much support from the community, from other streamers, from other YouTubers, from other content creators and things like that, that I just wanted to give back. Like, cause like when people surround you with love, and you're a genuine person, you want to give that love back. So like people like there's this guy Hyrule, Machine Gun Mike, Babe Bro, Jay Shock Blast. A lot of these bigger name guys who have much larger reach than I have was showing a small 2,000 subscriber content creator mad love. You know what I mean? So I just kind of was like, I want to use my platform to put other people on. So what we did was grab as many small content creators that have drive, that want to do something, and we brought them together, and like we have a team that's literally about helping each other grow. Like if I'm on a podcast, I'm going to definitely mention somebody that's on my team's podcast, on the podcast, because that's that helps them grow. If you hear me say "cute chaos kitty" 15 times, that name is going to get stuck in your head. So that's kind of what I do. I'll mention like we like to retweet each other's stuff. That's kind of what we have a group chat that's literally built to just uplift each other. There's nothing but love and genuine appreciation for each other in the group. And if you can't see yourself as that kind of person, if you only want to be about yourself, you only want your growth, then Doom Squad Gaming is not the place for you. So you know what I mean? That's kind of how DSG came about. Is we just want to give back, make sure that we support the smaller guys, because everybody, if you got 1 million subscribers, you don't really need this shout outs from people who don't have 5,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? So we kind of want to reverse that. It's not always about the guys who are big, because small content creators like Flux Dreams, I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's a very, very, very small content creator, but he has some great ideas. You know what I mean? He does some good stuff on his channel. So that's the type of person who I want to uplift. Somebody who if maybe just one person heard his stuff or seen his stuff, that'll help them out. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at with it. And when I see you and how you move, I'm just like, dang, that's me. You know, I kind of I feel that. You know what I mean? Like you always are promoting somebody else. You know, putting somebody else on the map. That's what we call it. We call it putting on the map. It's actually the very last segment of the show. We take one person that you want to put on the map, somebody that may have not had the spotlight that you have or somebody else has, and put the spotlight on them. So that's kind of what we do at Doom Squad Gaming. Sorry for this long answer.
No, that resonates with me so much because on top of what you described, I totally do that as well, and I believe in it. And I don't expect anything to be reciprocated. Although, you know, I do appreciate when it happens. I don't go in with the expectation of, oh, you're gonna like, you know, retweet mine, right? You're gonna send your audience over to mine, like, right? So like, it's something that like I give without expecting anything in return, and I think that is what has made a lot of my connections online a lot more genuine and long term and sustainable, because it's not transactional. It's not, you know, give a penny, take a penny, you know, like it's me actually like sharing some best practices around like, hey, maybe you should try this when you share out your content. Maybe like a good example would be a lot of like the smaller creators that I network with or, you know, engage with and are friends with, etc. I try to give them advice on like, hey, you know, like optimize your posts to be better, more readable on mobile, because that's where most people are accessing Twitter. If you just share a link to your YouTube and you expect people to click it, there's no visual, there's no description of what the content is. You're not telling people when it goes live. Like sometimes, like I understand my posts like take up a whole page, but that's the point. I want you to get all the information right there, so you don't have to click through, because I'm trying to hit you with as much detail as possible and take up that real estate on your device. So things like that, I passed along to other friends, and I get it really excited when they do that too. So it's not just about like, oh, like yeah, let's share each other's audiences and like grow that way. Like that's wonderful, but also we're helping each other level up as far as like how we present our content. Exactly. A lot of folks are stepping up their streaming layouts and their audio quality, headphones. They are stepping up how their stream layouts. They are stepping up how they market their content on Twitter and their community tab. Folks are engaging more authentically online by having substantial interactions on Twitter. Like for me, that's a big thing too. I engage in content that I'm passionate about, and I'm very active on that platform and getting to know other creators and supporting their content. And just like, you need to put yourself out there. That's the biggest thing, like for any creator that's up and running and is discouraged about like, you know, their growth not being where they want to be. You don't necessarily need a network out off the bat, but right. You definitely need to, you know, put yourself out there. And that was challenging for me too, because it took me a while to build that self-confidence. But you have to be your biggest promoter at the end of the day. So it's great when you find your community of folks who are there to support you and you learn from one another. But yeah, in order to find it, you need to interact with people. So yes, I just wanted to add that to what you were sharing.
No, I hear you definitely, and I mean that's one of the main things I look for. Like if I want to like recruit somebody that, you know, join DSG, the first thing I look for is, are they promoting themselves? Are they wanting to be out there, put themselves out there? Because there's no reason in me investing anything in anybody that doesn't want it for themselves. You know what I mean? Like so, like with I'll just say one of my guys who just showed up, Q Mr. Rage. He streams on Twitch. He's always on Twitter, you know, showing love. He puts himself out there. He wants to grow. You know what I mean? So that's somebody who I'm looking for. I'm not looking for someone who just, I'm live. Come see me if you want to. If you don't want to, okay, but you need to have some. You gotta want it. You know what I mean? If you want it, I'm gonna want it for you. That's the type of person I am. I'm trying to help you see your dreams come true. You know what I mean? Like I don't ever expect to be huge on YouTube, but if I can help somebody be huge on YouTube, let's go, let's get it. You know what I mean? And no, I'm not asking for a uh, a handout when you get there. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to just help people out, kind of. You know what I mean? I guess I'm the bridge. You know, go across the Doom Bridge, and you might you might find some gold on the other side or something like that. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at.
I get it. Yeah. And like, especially when content creators starting out, they are discouraged or they're not seeing the growth that they want to see. That can discourage them as well from staying committed. But I think like my biggest thing is I would rather have a consistent, few people show up for my streams just to even come by and say support, because that in the long run is going to keep me motivated. Those same people who are consistently there for me, like having a stream or a short boom with a few thousand views or something like that. Of course, that's going to be a huge ego boost, but it's not going to be sustained for very long. Those folks who are recurring voices in your chat or in your comment section that you interact with on Twitter, that's what that's what I'm here for. Is consistency and sustainable motivation to continue to make content. So yes, that's what I'm about.
I can, y'all. We gonna get Rhea on the wrap up. That's what we gonna do. We gonna get Rhea on the wrap up. I'm gonna put her, Babe Bro, and Jake Coon on the same panel and just watch them have too much fun. That's what we gonna do.
But, just watch us like politic, back and forth.
Definitely. Well, this is a part of the show where we're literally coming to the end of it. So I want to do roll call. Like you talk about. It's so funny that you said that those same recurring voices and people that's in your chat, right? That's kind of what we do at the end of the show. We put people on the map who are always here, and we also shout out the other people who are in the chat for the first time, maybe, or second time viewers. But I want to make sure that everyone feels appreciated, no matter how small, big, large, tiny, insignificant they might feel it is. It's a big deal to me. So it is time for the roll call. People, y'all know how this works. Oh, shout out to my dude, Big Bro. Good vibes. Shout out Twisted Heat. Thank you for coming through. Q Chaos Kitty, QMR Rage, Q Mr. Rage. Supreme Wicked, man. What's good with it? Scarlett, how you doing, bro? Dominoza, welcome to the chat. Thank you for coming through. Daniel Martin was good with it. Q Chaos Kitty, always raining chaos on my head. She's a troll. She loves me. She's a troll. She's definitely a troll. Hoarder Gamer, Hero Mentor. Who else we got? Retro Bro. Thank you for stopping through too as well, Retro Bro. I sing I game Cam. That's my boy right there. Another DSG member. Hey, my little brother. Whoa. My actual family member came to the chat today. That's gangster. What's good with it, K? Roll calling for who else? Did I get everybody? Bloody Reckless used to actually be the co-host of this show right here. What's good with it, my bro? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, my dude. Hopefully you get your late. He had some kind of accident, y'all. Prayers up for my dude, Bloody Reckless. He was hurt bad. So Fezzy, Nerdy Life. That's my guy right there. Shout out to my dude, Fez. He always streaming on Twitch. Make sure y'all follow him on Twitch. Hoarder Gamer, the host of Hoarder's Comic Flex, right there on DSG Gaming channel. So yeah, we got some love in the house tonight. Thank you. Super Out Podcast even came. Goodness gracious, yo, we're doing some things. So, Rhea, this is the time where I want you to take one person and put them on a map. Shine a spotlight on somebody who you think other people should get to know.
Well, since Retro Bro's in the audience, I can definitely shout him out. He is someone who is another great person in the retro gaming and just like gaming discussion community that is inspiring me to level up my content and consider, different directions to go in. He makes awesome retro gaming discussion content. So not just, top 5 favorite, Sega games or things like that. He actually goes into the nitty gritty of like the history and development process for specific hardware. And he's a big Sega Saturn fan as well. As someone who kind of missed the boat on that because I was like, a little kid and I didn't even know the Sega Saturn or Sega CD or Sega 32X. I didn't know what those things were until I hit YouTube, like, back in the day. So he's someone who I've learned so much from as far as like old hardware, old video games, arcade gaming, stuff like that. So if you're interested in like the lore of retro gaming, especially in the 90s, he focuses a lot on 90s gaming, which I feel like a lot of us, are in that realm of, nostalgia. That would really resonate with y'all. So like Sega, PlayStation, some Nintendo, but yeah, he's a big Sega head for sure. So definitely check him out.
Hey, bro, look like you found another channel, though. There you go. Well, Rhea, thank you so much for coming through, sharing yourself, sharing your embarrassing moments, your funny moments, your real moments. You know what I mean? Like, thank you so much for coming through and rocking with the best, because this was a hell of a show for me. Like, this is one of my favorite. Well, actually, it's my first one-on-one. But you know what I'm saying? This is one of my favorite podcasts, man. I liked this one. This one was real good. So, again, thank you so much for dealing with my unpreparedness and all of that, because I had you nervous for a little bit. But and I like to keep people on their toes. That's why I didn't give you a storyboard or anything. I wanted everything to feel real genuine, and it was. Look, we had a great show because of it. So thank you so much for coming through. Is there anything you want to tell the chat before we peace up out of here?
Yes, some of the folks who came through to support, thank you so much, Daniel Martin, Retro Bro, other folks who came through as well, Dominizzle, yeah, I'm glad I got to, meet you through recommended folks on Twitter that I've just gotten to, learn about and follow and subscribe, all these other folks coming through as well that I can, check out your content too. So, yeah, I am just stoked to be able to learn more about different content creators that I wouldn't have had any exposure to otherwise, unless folks like Doom or other folks have given them a platform and to, lift them up. So, yeah. Love it. Love the vibes here. Big fan. Hope I can come back again soon.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely have you on the podcast soon. Real soon. But
hey.
Yes, indeed. Thank you guys in the chat again for coming through. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to rock with us, and we greatly appreciate it. Happy Easter to those who celebrate it. To those who don't, no offense taken. Or meant, I should say. So with all that said, laissez les vents rouler, which means let the good times roll. Peace out, people.
Excelsior Now podcast.
Excelsior!